Today is Juneteenth. The day commemorates the emancipation of enslaved African Americans, now a federal holiday for 5 years. This year also marks a major milestone for spiritual song tied to the day. CBN's Ephraim Graham takes us to the Museum of the Bible for a celebration honoring the 125th anniversary of the hymn, Lift Every Voice and Sing.
Listen closely as a familiar song echoes through these halls. The song brings us to the Museum of the Bible today. Why? What's happening?
So 2025 is the 125th anniversary since that song was penned and then composed. And so we're here celebrating that. I mean, it's a tradition that we have to keep alive.
Here, Howard University is helping to keep the 125-year-old tradition alive. James Weldon Johnson penned the lyrics to Lift Every Voice and Sing. His brother, John Rosamond Johnson, composed the music. And history records the hymn as the Black National Anthem. What do we need to know about its history?
Yeah, I think some of the significant things are, for one, James Weldon Johnson, by his own words, he didn't consider it the anthem, right? He called it a hymn for Negro people. It had a more universal approach. He was part of sort of what they considered race people of that time, right? Seeing everything they did as cultural uplift for Black Americans and for Black people. He never saw it as something separate from American culture, but something as a part of it. Right, so although we have rightfully claimed it as our own, as the Black National Anthem, for its significance for what it means for us as a people, but it really calls us to unity.
So when it comes to the history of Lift Every Voice and Sing, what stands out most to you in this song story?
I think that it was composed for children, but the way that the song caught on like a fire, and the way in which it took on a larger life of its own, and how it has literally inspired and given hope to countless millions.
James Weldon Johnson was principal of a segregated school when he wrote the song, and he enlisted 500 school children to give the very first public performance to celebrate President Abraham Lincoln's birthday.
It's amazing how it's an imperative. And when I open Christian scripture, and I take the Bible and I open it up and it lays flat, shows up in Psalms, right? So it almost sounds as if it's the beginning of a psalm or a conclusion of a psalm. Lift every voice and sing, oh, give thanks to the Lord. It feels like scripture, it feels like text. Well, the verses aren't scripture, but they echo scripture. And we're at the Museum of the Bible, and I think it's very appropriate that this song is in the middle of what's happening right now.
Ephraim Graham, CBN News, Washington.
Thank you, Ephraim. It's beautiful to learn the rich history of that song, Lift Every Voice and Sing. Gordon?
And it's also beautiful to celebrate Juneteenth. In my neighborhood, there's going to be some fireworks. And I encourage everyone, lift your voice and sing. It's wonderful to celebrate that the curse of slavery was finally lifted off the United States of America. And the principles laid down in our Declaration of Independence, that we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all people are created equal. We finally started living up to that. We still have a ways to go. I mean, you look at Brown versus Board of Education, the whole demolishing of separate but equal, the Voting Rights Act, the Civil Rights Act, the Fair Housing Act, all of those things have been done. but there's still a last mile to go. And I would encourage Christians, let's cross that last mile. Let's make sure that in our houses of worship, we're lifting our voices and singing together, not in separated congregations, but together as one voice. That's a picture of heaven, because in heaven, there's every tribe and there's every nation. Well, why not have that here on earth in our churches so that God's will in heaven is being done right here in our own hometowns, in our neighborhoods, and especially in our churches. If we can do that, then truly we can be one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. It's a good day.